think. I don't know. Kind of
He
weird.
just likes disabled, or oh no, you don't.
No, I don't have them disabled. It's, depends whether your browser add-on is working properly or not.
Yeah, it doesn't always work quite right.
I don't disable shit. It's fucking YouTube.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought it was pretty decent. I was thinking at first, like, if they don't say something about Breath of the Wild 2, there might be a riot, but then I thought, well, they said something last time, so, they had that new trailer last time, so.
Well, at this point, saying nothing might be better than saying something, because we're at the phase where either you show the finished trailer for the game that's coming out later this year, or you're telling us that it's being pushed back. So no news is good news.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they would have had, if they didn't have a release date, then there's really nothing more to say. And so clearly they don't have a release date yet.
No, obviously they don't. I'm still expecting holiday season. That's my big expectation for it, because usually they want like a really big game to come out holiday season, and if it wasn't coming out spring, which was my original thought, holiday season was my next. I doubt they're going to dump it in the middle of the summer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Yeah. Hi everybody, says Fizz Chozo. Do any of you guys play D&D? I'm currently creating stat blocks. Just check my Twitter. Yeah, we've played D&D. D&D's fun. I prefer older versions.
Okay. I saw your monster thingies on Twitter. He's been posting stuff out of the monster manual, it looked like.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. But anyway, I think that's a good time to start the show. Saying hello. Yeah. Welcome to the Vomitorium, everybody. As always, I am your host, The Metal, and joining me is my co-host, Marsupial Gamer. How you doing today?
Oh, not great.
Sorry to hear.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I had a cold or maybe COVID over the weekend. I think I mentioned it felt like COVID, and then it kind of has devolved into a sore throat. But yeah. it might just be a cold. I might have just gotten a cold. I don't know. I'm not going to get tested. It doesn't matter.
You think it's a northern or southern cold?
Well, I'm in Alabama, so.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of halfway between. It could be either.
Oh yeah. I don't know, but now I've got a sore throat and I'm losing my voice, so let's get to it quickly before my voice goes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the same going to be the hour block anyway, or whatever. But yeah, let's get on with some stuff.
We'll do the hour and a half block in 5 minutes. So.
Oh, crunch it down. Okay, so as many people probably know listening to this, and maybe some of the people watching now, there was a Nintendo Direct today, which means there was a lot of there were some exciting announcements and then a bunch of other stuff. So let's get through some of that. And so we're like 5 years into the Switch's cycle, as we've talked about before. It's about halfway through, but still we're 5 years into the Switch's life cycle. And the vast majority of things announced were still ports and remasters, and they kind of expect us to be excited for most of them. I'm not.
You're not excited? You're not excited about Portal and Portal 2?
No. You know how many times I've played Portal and Portal 2? Why would I want to play it on a Switch when I've got a computer?
You don't say. I have it on PC and I had it on PS3.
Yeah, I think I had it on PS3. I don't actually even think I ever touched it on PS3 because I think I got it on PC around the same time and I just kept playing it on that.
Yeah, it probably could have worked on a Wii.
Maybe.
Not at the time it came out.
I know, like, Portal 2 is like a decade old now. So
at least.
Yeah. Portal 1, it's getting close to 2.
Like I said, Portal 2 was on the PS3.
Yeah.
I guess
So it's like
makes
what?
it like a decade.
Yeah, I think it's like I had PS3 when I was back in college, but I think I got a little late. So Portal 2 could have been like what, 12-ish years old, maybe 13.
Yeah, 2011. So I guess
Yeah.
11.
11 years. Okay, I was close with 12. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. I was expecting us to get excited for decade-old games.
Yeah.
Some of the remasters, like I get that because some of them are kind of like they're innovative compared to the original form. But like Portal just looked like Portal. It didn't look like they fucking really changed anything.
Nope, looks exactly.
And they had to do these like cringy "cake is a lie" jokes. Haha. I'm a real gamer girl, guys. The cake is a lie. You get the joke?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
But hey, Kingdom Hearts cloud version that I tested and sucks.
Kingdom Hearts sucks. Google Stadia version.
Yeah, it's coming as well. We're getting all the negative stuff out of the way because there was some positives. There
was some good stuff. Yeah, they were just trying to we'll do a negging dump, and then we'll get to some good things. No Man's Sky. Oh. Who's excited for No Man's Sky on Switch? Honestly.
Well, at least they got all the bugs out before they released it on Switch.
Or at least they made it a full game before they released it on Switch. Yeah. That's a bigger issue. Like, man, and they spent a lot of time on things like Portal and No Man's Sky.
Yeah, a bit, yeah. And Klonoa. I feel like I've heard of Klonoa, but I don't really know anything about
Klonoa's like it's not even modern anymore, but Klonoa was like back in the, I think, PS3 era. Maybe it was closer to PS2 because I think it was maybe back in high school when this was happening. But it's kind of like the Wii PS2 era idea of a modern mascot platformer. So kind of like how Mario and Sonic were back in the day. A very beloved game by a lot of people, but these are just like remasters as far as I could tell. Maybe might lead to newer Klonoa because otherwise it's been kind of like a dead franchise. The games are pretty fun. They just never were my thing, so I'm not excited for them.
Yeah. And then it looks like a remaster of Live A-Live.
Now that I was excited for. Because that's not just a remaster. If you look at it, it's like the 2D, 3D remake of Dragon Quest, right? So Square is upping the ante, and they are actually doing this Octopath triangle strategy style of design for more remakes, not just Dragon Quest 3.
Here, let me share this.
Yeah.
But
Live A-Live is a great game.
I looked it up, and it came out in 1994.
Yeah, it's an old game.
So.
And for the most part, you can really only play fan-translated copies of it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool that we get like this remastered official release of this kind of like anthology game.
Yeah. So it's really a remake. I mean, it's a remake, right?
It's a full remake, but it's a remake that's still meant to play like the original game. It's a graphic remake.
Yeah.
And it looks great.
I've never heard of this before.
Yeah. No, it's a great game. You'd probably enjoy it.
It looks. Is it an RPG?
Yes.
Looks like an RPG.
It's like an anthology RPG where it's telling several different stories.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It's a one-off. A lot of people like to compare it to Chrono Trigger. I really don't. But you could, in the fact that they're both like kind of one-off Square games that were really popular for their respective audience. Actually, this is kind of like the original Octopath Traveler, if you think about it. It's just their stories don't quite intertwine so much.
I have to, since I've got this on one screen, I need to bring up the chat on another one.
Front Mission 2 is getting remake. Front Mission First and Second, which are really good games. Eagle, I don't know if he's ever played, but he would like them because they're mech-based games.
Front Mission, was that in this?
Yeah, it was in the Direct.
Oh, okay.
It's a tactics type game, so it plays like Fire Emblem, Advance War, Final Fantasy Tactics. You're moving mechs across a battlefield, kind of like an early XCOM type thing.
Yeah. Let me see what else they got. You reminded me of another one.
Yeah.
Well, Triangle Strategy was in there.
Yeah, the more games they do in this HD 2D, as they're calling it, style, the happier I am. I'm glad that Square is down with this thing. I love the way these games look. I don't care if they're like remakes of old games or if they're new games like Octopath or Triangle Strategy. I just want them to keep making games like this. I think they look beautiful.
Well, you mentioned Chrono Trigger, so of course I had to bring this
Chrono
up.
Cross!
Wait. No, that's not it.
No, that's the Disney racing game, which we might talk about. That one, it's like a semi-hype game. It's not like full hype, but it's like a semi-hype game. Middle sandwich.
Oh, no.
That's the Force Unleashed.
That's the Gundam one.
Oh, dude, I hate SD Gundam so much. The chibi Gundams. I hate the way they look. Yeah, I hate the fact that the Gundams... They're technically piloted, but because of the way it's shooting everything, the Gundams themselves are almost given the personalities. They're personified. I do not like SD Gundam. Never have.
Yeah.
And I like Gundam. That's probably why I dislike SD Gundam.
Here, this is what I was looking for. Here we go. Yes. No. Chrono Cross.
Yeah. Chrono Cross is fun.
Oh,
the Radical Dreamers edition.
Eagle says Chino Gundams of the future?
No.
Is that Gundams with pants?
He corrected Chibi. No. I want my full battle mechs that can fly in space and rip each other apart with laser swords.
I like the idea of Chino Gundams and all wearing, khakis.
Chino Grandpa Gundams. Yeah.
So yeah, I have this in PS1. Is this on the PS1?
Yeah, I think that's when it came out. Because it's the same engine as Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9.
Yeah. So I have this in PS1 ROM format.
Yeah. Fun game. It's got like a fuck ton of endings to it. So it was kind of like the first like full-scale choose-your-own-adventure game. Like, choose-your-own-adventure games goes all the way back to, like, Bloods and stuff like that. But, like, this game is what people always wanted out of choose-your-own-adventure games.
Go back a second.
Where it's like, so it's got full RPG mechanics and stuff, but what you do in the game decides on, like, who ends up in your party, what path you go down, what the ending is. This was the first game to really do it, like, full-scale.
Yeah, I remember watching someone. So this came out in 1996. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, I remember watching somebody play this on Twitch, trying to get all the endings, and there were like 8 different endings or 10 or something like that. It's crazy. This is Chrono Cross, Eagle.
Chrono Cross, the Radical Dreamers edition, which is called that because it's got the Radical Dreamers, like I guess you could call it like a visual novel or whatever, but it's like a text game that is a prequel to Chrono Cross.
Mm-hmm. Well, what do you want to talk about next?
Well, we can move up the line. I think...
Could talk about Kirby.
We could. I mean, that's a good thing. We can start talking about good stuff. Kirby, aside from the nightmare fuel that is mouthful mode, which we'll talk about, the trailer really excited me.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's that looks uncomfortable to say the least. Now here's what bothers me. Look how cute these little guys are. And he eats them. So mean.
That's like most of Kirby's enemies. It's just they're more rendered now.
Oh,
Kirby's always eating cute enemies.
No. And they melted his battery, or not battery, his stomach acid. And so
No, Kirby's like a universe in there. They're fine.
Oh, okay. And then yes, that doesn't look
This okay, so this also confuses me because this is really weird compared to the way that Kirby has historically worked.
Yeah.
Right? Because I've seen Kirby eat like a super fruit type thing and suck up like an entire moon or planet or whatever, and it still just goes into him normally. But he's having like a car doesn't shrink down and black hole into his stomach like everything else.
Yeah, that's weird. I wonder if there's gonna be some explanation for that.
Maybe. But yeah, so mouthful mode, Kirby doesn't fully absorb the thing. He gets a mouthful and he kind of Cappy style takes over whatever he absorbs. So there's like car,
Yeah, exactly.
vending machine. It's a Cappy mechanic. It's built in the same engine as Odyssey.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, was that the car thing for some reason reminded me of the T-Rex.
Yeah.
You take over the T-Rex.
See, this is also my problem with, I mean, some of these are kind of funny, like the cone here and everything. But like my problem looking at the vending machine is Kirby's been a refrigerator before. Like,
yeah.
And they also, scissor lift. Yeah, okay. But like, they also brought back the mixing or upgrade mechanic from Kirby in the Crystal Shards, right?
Yeah.
Because we get like you can put multiple power-ups together.
Mm.
And I'm just like, are they why not just have him mix power-ups to become these things? Why has he got to become a mouthful?
Yeah, that's a good question. What the heck is that?
Yeah.
A ring mouth.
Ring
Light
mouth.
bulb.
Like, I don't know. It's a goofy mechanic. I get it.
Arch.
And Nintendo loves goofy mechanics. It's memorable. You'll never forget this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Water balloon. Like, why does the water not just
Why did he
go
transform?
into him?
I like this little sunshine thing going on there though, but like, why did he transform? There was like a spark around him when he went into water balloon mode, but it's like nothing changed. He's still just Kirby filled with water. I like this though, the Waddle Dee town. So everybody likes a little town building. You don't want to be like overloaded with it, but in this game it makes sense. You're in this forgotten land. There's like no civilization. You're saving your little Waddle Dee friends. So where are they going to go? Waddle Dee town. You can buy power-ups and stuff like that, craft things. This is nice. It's appreciated.
Yeah. If I were these Waddle Dees, I'd be in constant fear that he was going to suck.
Maybe. I mean, it is Kirby. You never know. But for the most part, Kirby's like become friends with the Waddle Dees.
Yeah.
Volcano fire. So it's like, if you got the crafting and mixing stuff, why can't we just bring back some of the old power-ups that were from mixing? Like,
it looks like they kind of are.
Kind
in
of.
some cases.
But like, where's my double-sided lightning sword? Or why do I need to become a vending machine when I could just get an ice power-up and like a boomerang power-up or cutter power-up or whatever and fuse them together to become a refrigerator? Like, I don't know. Yeah. The dragon thing looks cool, though. I like it. He just becomes a fucking shadow dragon.
Yeah.
It looks fun.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that boss right there is going to be looted. Like right now, somebody's already looted that wide hip cheetah boss as we speak.
Yeah. I know I can see that.
Like, it's definitely feminine. It's eyeshadow, eyeliner, hourglass-like shaped body. That thing is already on the internet. It was like an ocelot. That's like an ocelot tail. This ocelot is getting looted right now.
Rule 34 Kirby.
Yeah. It's nothing new.
That was definitely King DDD. Right?
Yeah, that totally looks like King DDD.
Oh, they're so cute.
Yeah, they're like fucking wild coyotes, man. If they jumped me, I'd freaking kick them. Coyotes can be cute. They're just dogs. Just depends how well fed they are.
But dingoes eat your baby.
Dingoes do eat babies. So that was one of the more hype things. One of the less hype things came immediately after this, but I still thought it was cool. They did a little preview for the show 2022, which the show is pretty much like only a PlayStation thing, like ever. So the fact that it's coming to the Switch is interesting. I'm not super excited for it. I know a lot of people who like baseball games. I probably get it. My dad likes playing those type of baseball games. It'll probably have like motion control too, to make it easier to play. So, yeah, that's neat. But we got a better sports game that's coming out.
Yeah, let's see. Well, wait. Where is it? I'll keep playing it while I look for it.
Yeah, I don't remember how far into it was. But basically, the sports. I think they're calling it Switch Sports now, but it's basically Wii Sports is where it started. There was Wii Sports Resort. And now Nintendo just has like they're expanding the sports line. Yeah, Nintendo Switch Sports. A lot of the fun ones you loved. Some new things are thrown in there. Still uses the motion controls.
It's not really expanded so much as. Well, I guess there are a few new ones.
Yeah, and well, they're probably adding more too as time goes on.
Some of the ones that were on the Wii.
Yeah, because we got tennis was on the Wii, bowling. I don't know if I saw boxing in there. The bowling is the one everybody wants. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, I played so much Wii Sports Bowl.
When I first saw this, yes, this was in Resort, the fencing and the kendo. But they added badminton in here. Volleyball's a new one. This kind of like soccer thing's kind of new. The physical copy of the game is going to come with a leg strap, so you can actually put the Joy-Con in there, and there's like a rally kicking.
Yeah. That looks cool. Of course, I already have a leg strap, but
hey, you can always use another one, or you just get it digitally if there's nothing new you need. But yeah, they added badminton. There's a lot of stuff. I was almost disappointed when I saw this. This announcement. I mean, it looks cool. Like, obviously, you'd get it anyway. But at first, it's like, where's the Mii's? Right? Because it's got all the newer resort-type characters. The almost like My Sims crossed with Animal Crossing characters going on here. But when he was showing off the professional volleyball player playing with him, there were Mii's playing. It was like, okay, so the Mii's are still there as a full option. That's good. That's the most important part. Yeah.
So these are just the built-in characters, but you can replace them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eagle, that was MLB The Show. Yes. That was what we showed off before.
The mouthful mode looks creepy. I want to forget this. You never will. You never will.
Yes. It's in your. So then they show off actually playing it, I guess. Let's see what else.
So, and when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, okay." As they passed the Wii in its like mark, they're like, we sold this to just about everyone. What's our target demographic that we're missing? Ah, that's right, retirement homes.
Right. Yes, that'll kick us up to 200 million.
Oh yeah. This is going to be a system seller for people who didn't have it before. You have no idea how many old people want it just for the bowling.
Yeah.
It's a good way to
I guess
keep retirees active. So
Yeah. Well, do you want me to forward to another one?
Yeah, you can.
This is kind of a big deal, I thought. Kind of skipping to near the end, and then we'll go back.
Okay, which one we got here? The Mario Kart? Is this what we're talking about?
Yeah. Not exactly sports, but well, sort of.
It is sports.
Motorsports.
Yeah. Racing games are sports games. They're just their own like big genre of sports games.
Yeah. So I thought this was the coolest thing about this is that I'm going to get it for free.
Yeah. Well, not for free, but at no additional cost.
No. Yeah, it's included. This is the booster course pass. It's going to be 48 new courses. And it's included in the online what?
No, that was the part that got me, was that it was like 48 courses. I thought it was going to be like 12.
Yeah, no, they're not fucking around.
Yeah.
And they're going to be released throughout the next 2 years.
Yeah, like the fighter pass for Nintendo, for Smash Brothers and stuff. That's a good way to do it.
So here's the thing: my copy of Mario Kart 8 got stolen, so I will have to buy it again. But,
yeah, that's the thing. Like, I technically own the DLC because I'm in a family plan for the expansion pass, but I don't own a copy of Mario Kart 8 because I played it back on the Wii U.
Yeah, I might have to. Well, wait. I think I had it on the Wii U too, but I also had it on the Switch. I actually had a physical copy.
Yeah.
But I might have to get it now because I used to play it a lot when I had it, and now that there's going to be 48 new courses, holy crap!
Yeah, it's actually kind of the highest user base out of any game on the Switch is Mario Kart 8, so it makes sense why they're doing this.
I think that doesn't that game have like the most sales of any Switch game?
Yes, it is the highest one. More people have it than anything else. Talk about things that retirees like. Old people love playing Mario Kart because it's such a casual game. You know, you can play it competitively, but you really can't take it seriously.
Yeah. Do you want me to go back to the beginning now?
Yeah, if you want. I actually don't like Mario Kart 8 as much as 7. I'll definitely have to get into this one, but I thought 7 was just like a tighter game that played better overall.
Yeah. Here, we're not going to look at No Man's Sky, but this is actually the other sports.
Yes.
Yeah, the other sports game.
This one excited me. I forget the exact name. It's in the Strikers series.
Yeah, Strikers something or other.
Yeah, but it's not a soccer game like the other Strikers is. It's kind of a soccer game, but it's like its own game. They were even saying like this is like Mario World's own game, and it's like a mix between soccer and rugby, and that's kind of cool.
Sort of, except it looks like you can't. Well, at some points they pick up the ball, but for the most part they don't.
Yeah.
For the most part,
it's still leaning a little more towards soccer, but it is kind of like a hodgepodge game. Like there's a little bit of rugby in here, a little bit of like dodgeball rules and stuff like that. It's kind of like this is what the popular sport in Mario's world would probably be. Yeah,
because you can't you can't check people in soccer.
No, you can't. I mean, you can kind of get away with it with shin checks, but you can get carded for that too. So get a flag.
Normally, you have to go after the ball. You can't go after the person.
It has to look like you're trying to hit the ball if you're trying to check somebody's shins.
Yeah. So of course they have different outfits give you different gear gives you different abilities.
Yeah. And in soccer, if you're not the goalie, you're not allowed to touch that ball with your hand at all. And at times they do in this one. So
that's and apparently there's tornadoes.
Yeah. You only have soccer like that in Tornado Alley.
Yeah.
So this was the coolest part. I like the squad up. So this is kind of like Splatoon at this point. But because it's a Switch, you can have up to 8 players on one system.
How does this work?
It's
You have to have four. You have to have 4 Joy-Cons and 4 Pro controllers.
I think you could probably just do it with like 8 pros if you want. I think they're just showing off that the game can be played either or.
That's crazy.
The Smash Brothers already supported up to 8 players on a single system, so I don't see why other games shouldn't.
I guess, I guess if everybody has their own Switch, then they'd have their own controller. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
As long as the squad can be played online, because they said there's clubs, right? Which is a lot like soccer to be in a club. So it's cool that Mario's universe has their own clubs. And 20 people per club. So if we could squad up and do like a 4-man like in Splatoon, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah. I like how Rosalina just floats around.
Yeah. Oh, you know I'm maining Daisy. I can't not main Daisy.
Of course. She looks very athletic.
I feel like Donkey Kong, though, would just, like, beat everyone at this game.
Yeah.
Realistically speaking, he's Donkey Kong. Like, I don't know. He's got 4 hands. He's very athletic. He's an ape. He's allowed to grab the ball. So here's the thing about Donkey Kong, right? You're not allowed to grab the ball. It's like, yeah, but he's got 4 hands. So like, what would you do to offset that in soccer? Just Donkey Kong always has to be the goalie, or does he just punch the ball with his bottom knuckles?
Don't you fight Donkey Kong in the Wii version of Punch Out?
You do, like during the credits.
Yeah,
it's like the last fight after the actual end fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, Battle League looks really fun. I'm kind of excited for that one. We see more about Advance War, which I was excited for the remakes of Advance War 1 and 2. Full voice acting.
Yeah, but a bit way forward was happy to see this as basically the first game after the cold open sort of thing.
Yeah. And it's very interesting because you're not really used to too much like CG in a way forward game.
Yeah.
Even like these animated characters look like they are done with 3D models and then flattened because of the way they move, which is fine. I mean, that's the way to do it. But I like how they still capture their kind of classic cartoon aesthetic for like the profiles and stuff like that.
Yeah. Barbaric Blow. So this is like this is like a strategy game, like
yes, like Fire Emblem.
That's what I was trying to think of, Fire Emblem.
Yeah, but better. I always like the Wars games more than Fire Emblem. It's kind of a shame that of the series, Fire Emblem became the more popular one, and even not by much. It wasn't really until Awakening that it became what it is now. But Wars was fun. They go all the way back to like the NES, but the most fun ones were the ones for the Game Boy Advance, which are the Advance Wars. I think the last Wars game made was actually Dragon Quest Wars, which was like like a licensed game, and it was basically like Dragon Quest Fire Emblem, but with the humor and mechanics of Wars, which is slightly different, even though they're made by the same company, Intelligent Systems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that looks cool.
People are always wondering why is it the Wars game so similar to Fire Emblem? Because they're made by the same company.
Well, let's go back to the beginning, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, there's plenty of stuff that happened. So, Triangle Strategy also dropped, right? It actually dropped. There is a longer demo now that is the first 3 chapters of the game that in your save file will carry over. That's available today.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be playing it a little bit after while working on some stuff. because I am
Yeah.
very excited for that game. It's like it's like a little bit of Final Fantasy Tactics with a little bit of like Chrono Trigger placement strategy in it, and I like that. It's like a nice little mix of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what else dropped today was the release date for Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remastered.
Oh, when is it?
February 23rd, I believe. And it's on sale right now for like 20% off.
I'll probably just wait
FYI.
until the whole bundle's on sale, like during the holiday season or whatever.
Yeah. It might be on sale once they release the last one.
God, this opening was so disappointing to me. Like the first game they show off, it's fucking Mosu Fire Emblem. Ugh. In the three houses. Fuck. No, I like warrior games. I don't like warrior games where they're a crutch.
Yeah.
Which they kind of have been for some of these certain Nintendo-related properties like Fire Emblem. But I also don't like Three Houses. I thought Three Houses was a bad game, and this takes place in the same world as Three Houses specifically.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, it's just going to be a not Fire Emblem game. But Fire Emblem doesn't care anymore because they're more of a relationship simulator than anything anyway. I can't get excited about Fire Emblem anymore. I really just can't. Yeah. Maybe if the next game that comes out is more like an old Fire Emblem, but with cool stuff, I'll be excited. I liked Echoes, which was just Fire Emblem 2 again.
Yeah. I've played one of the actual Fire Emblem games, but I don't even remember which one it was. And I didn't play it for very long. It might have been was there a mobile game?
Fire Emblem Heroes,
Fire Emblem Mobile? That might have been it. I don't know.
Yeah, which is like a watered-down version because you have like a limited party of like 4 characters that get dropped into a map. It still plays like full mechanics. It's just like a quick, short version of maps.
Yeah.
And
all right, you
have to rely on drops for good characters, which is like
Yeah. Well, do you want to talk about the game I'm excited about?
What are you excited about? Yeah, of course. Let's go.
I'm super excited about it. I forgot it was even in here. It's
Splat.
Splatoon 3.
Yeah, actually, that looked really cool. I didn't care for 2 so much, but the coolest part about 2 was the Salmon Run. And that's kind of like what this trailer was showing off. And it's like full on Gears of War Horde mode this time. Like the new and improved Salmon Run with new bosses and all kinds of stuff. A lot of it even seemed like very Mario Sunshine inspired, which a lot of people compare Splatoon to Sunshine in the first place. But like fighting some of the bosses they show in this trailer really looks like Sunshine with like the ink that slows you down, like the sludge and all that.
Yeah. But I mean, it did that in Splatoon 2, didn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't that impactful. Like this is overbearing this time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not fundamentally different from the one in Splatoon 2. Although they hadn't shown Salmon Run yet, I don't think. So, I mean, it was just exciting to see that, yes, it is coming back. I don't know that they had even confirmed that.
No, they didn't. We didn't know if it was coming back.
Yeah, but that was definitely the best part about Splatoon 2. Yeah, there you go.
And it's not even just that it's coming back. It's new and improved Salmon Run. So it's fundamentally the same, but with a lot more cool new shit that you get to or have to do in it.
Yeah. These new bosses. Ugh, flipper flopper. That doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't. It just drop a whole ring of sludge on you.
Yeah, exactly. This looks cool. That you can actually throw. You could never do that before. You can actually throw the eggs to your partner.
Oh, cool. So now you can do like a relay.
Yeah, exactly. Like before you had to, I think you could drop them and you could like hand it off to someone else if you wanted to, but Yeah, if, like everyone would have to go to wherever the eggs are. Oh, that
Yeah,
looks cool.
I honestly, so the problem with Salmon Run in the previous one is it was kind of hyped for a while, but if you wanted to continue playing with randos, it really wasn't incentivized, or you'd get like the same group of people over and over. You kind of you had to play with your
Yeah,
friends.
yeah,
This one looks like it's got so much going on, and knowing the way Nintendo's been doing things now, they'll probably keep adding things to it. That I think you could probably play this with randos for quite a long time and have the full experience.
yeah. Who's this guy?
I don't know,
Yeah,
fucking
it's hard.
Salmonzilla.
It's hard to say. Yeah, really.
Yeah, it
Um,
just depends how much Nintendo
that
actually
it
supports it.
was. Yeah, I mean, it was. It would get a little bit frustrating, if people didn't quite know what they were doing. But it's still fun,
Yeah.
even with
So it'd be cool if
randos.
it worked
So
in like a tiered system, like a prestige system, where
yeah.
as Nintendo supports it and adds more stuff, you had to have cleared the easier stuff to be able to do the harder ones.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Right, because then that way, like the kids who are still stuck on those, they could play with kids, and it's fine if they don't know what they're doing because they're learning. But people who have progressed
Yeah,
further don't have to be pulled back by people who don't know what they're doing.
yeah. But cool. Splatoon 3 Salmon Run next
Yeah,
wave.
Splatoon Horde
So
mode. Let's
that's
go.
so that'll be cool.
Actually, makes me excited
But
for the game because I mean, even looking at the multiplayer, which obviously the PvP is the main point of the game. Well, this is PvE.
mhm.
It looked like it was enough different from the last one that I was actually excited to play this one because I didn't really feel that big of a difference between Splatoon 1 and 2. It was there, but it was like marginal to me. This one feels
Yeah,
like Splatoon might start suffering from Call of Duty syndrome, where playing every other one you start feeling like a big difference, but if you play every single one back to back, it's just like so incremental you don't even notice.
yeah. Well, it wasn't a salmon run in the first one, though,
No, there
was
wasn't.
there?
That's what Salmon Run was like, the big tease for people who were kind
Yeah,
of bored by the main PvP.
yeah, yeah. It showed a bunch of little things that it didn't really register with me.
Yeah, there was a lot of tiny announcements. Some of them looked
Yeah.
really fun. This is a front mission right here, which it's another thing. It's like the
Oh,
Wars games. It's like a tactic movement game, but it's mechs. It's all mechs. And
yeah.
it's fun.
Oh, okay. I
Very
must
old
have blinked.
games, but you
I
wouldn't
didn't.
guess they're old just from looking at them because how well they were remade.
Yeah, I didn't even see this at all for some reason. I must have gotten up or something when they were showing this. Okay, so now I get it when you were saying
Yeah.
front mission
And
before.
you can even customize your mechs, and there are different riders and stuff in it that have personalities. It's very much like I compare Front Mission to XCOM, right? Where like you
Yeah.
get different people and you can change their loadouts and stuff, and they might die. It's that kind of game, but with mechs.
Man, Square Enix has a lot of different IPs.
Yeah,
Crazy.
there was a lot of Square today specifically. Yeah.
Front Mission 2 coming in the future.
It was cool that they dropped that announcement. Like the fact that they're even doing a remake of Front Mission was crazy enough. It's like, oh yeah, and we're gonna get two as well. So many kart racers now. The Disney Speedstorm,
Yeah.
like I said, it's semi-hype. The tracks look kind of cool. It's kind of cool to play as like certain racers. Like, come on, who doesn't want to play as Jack Sparrow? Let's be honest. Who doesn't want to be Captain Jack? But the fact that like much like old Mario Kart, different characters have different stats, but it seems like their powers are different too. Is kind of cool. So it's not just a normal
Yeah.
Mario Kart racer. Each character is like a hero in itself. So like Sully does
Yeah.
his thing, Mickey does his thing. That's cool. I like that. It actually gives you more of a reason to play different characters than just like, oh, this one weighs more, this one handles more. I want to play as Donald because Donald Duck is my favorite Disney character, and I'm glad that he's right there.
Is this a brand new game?
Yes. This is also why it was semi-hype. It's one of the few things that was announced here that wasn't just like a port.
A remake or something. All right, we saw this part.
Yeah, I mean, fuck the Force Unleashed. Good game. Like, I'm actually not complaining about it. It was like, it's an old game. Yeah. And it doesn't even look as good as it did back on the PlayStation 3. Like, because it's the Wii version. But still, it's like, oh, okay, we're going to play a lesser version of the Force Unleashed. Eh.
Yeah, we looked at Portal. That. When did they come up to Triangle Strategy?
I don't remember how far in that was. I think it was probably closer to the end. But I mean, the big thing about it was that there's a playable demo that's, I think, available right now. I think they said it would be available as soon as the direct was over.
Oh, cool. It was this drumming game?
Yes, Tycho. You ever play Tycho?
No.
Okay, so this is a classic arcade game, Bandai Namco. Everybody likes Tycho. Tycho Fever is probably the most popular one. Tycho Drum Master. There's a bunch of different things. But basically, it's those big Japanese drums, like the big barrel drum. And you've got the two sticks, and you're hitting there in beat on the drum. And different colors do different things. So there's left stick, right stick, hit both at the same time, rapid hit. And it's basically just a rhythm game. You're hitting things to the beat of the song. And, oh my god, I laughed so hard when the big announcement, it wasn't just that it had the Zelda theme. The first part was Megalovania would be in it, because you just can't escape Megalovania anywhere.
I saw that. So, is this going to come with drums? How's it going to work?
There is already a physical Tycho drum that you can buy for the Switch that I know of. I found about this earlier when talking to people. So you could probably buy it separately and get the digital version. There will probably be bundles with the drums of this game physically. I can't be sure yet, but that usually is the case. But the drums do already exist.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering while watching this, like, how are you going to play this?
Yeah, Tycho is actually the inspiration for Donkey Konga and stuff like that. It uses pretty much the same format, just different visuals and songs and stuff like that, where it's like bop, 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 ba-da-da-da-da, right? It's either left, right, both, or, thing. But Tycho uses one. Right. There's our triangle strategy.
Yeah.
So excited for this game. It looks so fucking good. It's Final Fantasy Tactics style, where you actually move around, elevation, position matters. Like a D&D. It's kind of similar to like the game we were playing, because a lot of the movement options that we were using for our tabletop game with the Final Fantasy 3rd edition was based off of how tactics movements work.
Yeah.
So this looks really cool. And from what I remember from earlier trailers, characters' positions matter a lot. Like, space is a big thing here. So if you, like, get characters between each other, you could kind of do, like, gangbang things. So that's kind of cool, too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds
cool. It all looks really good. And I'm glad that, they're going back to more tactics stuff. There's the playable to the end of Chapter 3. That is a long demo. And I'm surprised that the prologue lasts all the way to Chapter 3.
That's cool.
I'm wondering how long this fucking game is. But, Square's been doing a lot with tactics lately. For a while, it seemed a little abandoned, because I think the last one I remember was early 3DS. There was something in the tactics line. But, they also did War of the Visions recently, which is like a free tactics game that you can play, full 3D models. They're doing this in that art style that I love. It's nice to see that their tactic style of gameplay is getting a lot of love.
Yeah, this was the one where you have to like you can put ice on the ground and melt it into water and use like electricity and all that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like the gang banging thing. Like if your characters are in the right positions, they're all in range to do this thing, and you can or over time, right? As long as the turns are close enough to each other to do it, and then you could just like pop people.
You can combine different elements and stuff like that. So that's cool. Yeah, I'll have to download that.
Gotta pay attention too, because if your character's on opposite sides of the map, you're not going to be able to do it. And Cuphead. This was interesting because there's adding a new character. Cuphead has girl character now.
All right.
Yeah. I was very surprised.
Can't complain about that.
Yeah. It's a nice design. Still has like that classic rubber hose. Is very solid. Easily can distinguish I think she's a teacup from the others. So it's cool. Yeah. And it's just nice to see more
Legendary
Cuphead.
Chalice.
Yeah. Oh, she's a chalice. That's right. Okay. She looked like a teacup from before, but Miss Chalice, the new playable character. She's got like a mini skirt going on. Cuphead's a game that like I just really appreciate its existence, and I like seeing more of it.
Yeah. It's so strange. It doesn't look like a video game.
Yeah, like to some degree, it's doing what WayForward's been doing for years, but like on crack with making it look more like it's just a cartoon.
Yeah. I've not played it, so I don't know.
It's hard. You'd be raging a lot.
No. So it's currently available on the Switch, right?
Yeah.
This is just like DLC?
Yeah.
Like
I think so. I don't know.
Area?
Actually, I'm not. I could not tell you. I don't know if it's already available. Okay. I think it's just a DLC, but it's I don't know.
Okay. That's cool. Well, here's the funny part coming up.
Yeah.
You ready for it?
Yeah, I'm ready for it. But you should get this game and you should stream it so I can watch you rage at it. You're gonna rage at this though. I'm already gonna watch you rage at this.
No, I'm not gonna try. No.
Oh, you're not gonna do dread mode?
Are you kidding me? One hit kills?
Yeah, this is how you get good.
No, this is horrible.
This is like in Devil May Cry 3, they had Hell on Hell mode, right? So normally in Devil May Cry, there's like this Heaven on Hell mode where everything dies in one shot, but you do too. But after you beat Heaven on Hell, there's or Heaven or Hell, there's Hell on Hell mode, which is you still die in one shot, but everything else has its normal life. And that's what this reminds me of. And I love that this is in the game so much. I mean, it's kind of cool they had a rookie mode too, I guess, whatever.
Yeah.
But this is what I wanted from the game.
Yeah, well, the funny part that I thought was that this is the game's journalist mode, right?
Yeah. Because what we were talking about before when I was complaining about the game is like this game needs a zero suit mode or whatever. And this is it. This is what I wanted the game to have.
Well, at least now you don't have to worry too much about getting, the various suit. Well, I guess you do because now here's a question. When you go into like a hot area, if you don't have the various suit, do you die instantly?
Yes.
Okay.
Because particles killed you instantly. It's things that were normally tick damage. So if you have to make sure you put the right suit on or else you're dead.
Yeah.
There's probably a frame window, knowing Nintendo games. If you like pause immediately and switch suits, you probably are fine.
No, you don't switch suits. I mean, once you get a suit, it's always on.
Oh, okay. I forgot how it worked. It's been a while since I watched the game. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying you have to, but you can go into the hot areas before
you have the upgrade for it. Okay,
yeah. Yeah. In fact, so here that's weird because there's an area right before you get the various suit where I thought that you were guaranteed to get hit because it's like a hot area you just have to get through very quickly in order to get to the area where the various suit is.
I don't know. Maybe the hot area doesn't. They were just showing things that normally do tick damage were killing in one shot.
Yeah. So yeah, that should be interesting. I guess games journalists can finally play the game. They can have an easy mode. But yeah, I don't know about this. I don't think I can handle it. Now this looks awesome.
Boss Rush.
Boss Rush.
Yeah.
I'll play that. I'll play
Boss
that
Rush on Dread mode.
Yeah. Oh Jesus. Some of these guys I can do without getting hit once.
Yeah, they've got like
I can definitely
really readable patterns.
Yeah. Oh, now here we go. Here's what we were talking about earlier.
I like how it said something bound for Nintendo Switch, and like a lot of people didn't realize what it was until they saw the logo.
I knew it. As soon as it said something's bound, I was like, oh shit, I know what this is.
It's funny because these guys like their puns more than Rick Piper.
Yeah, I was talking to someone just before this thing, where I was talking to, what's her name, Blue Williams or whatever on Twitter, and she was saying, oh, I wish Earthbound would come to the Switch, and I was like, oh, I got it on the SNES Mini, you know.
Yeah.
Then I was like, oh, look, she got her wish.
Well, that's like, this is cool. I'm not against it. It's good for Earthbound fans to be able to play it at their convenience. It's just like,
oh, I love it.
Both these games are actually already easily accessible.
Yeah.
It's about time that they added it to the system that they belong on in the Nintendo Switch Online.
Yeah, I wasn't sure they would anytime soon because of the SNES Mini, but I guess that's getting a little old at this point. So I guess it's time. They figured it was time.
Yeah, my brother brought up a good point, which is also like when I was complaining about all these ports. Nintendo seems that they're trying to make a system for archiving games easier, even going into their next system. So it seems like they, for backwards compatibility, just want a single eShop. So when they do eventually, in like 5 years or whatever, go to the next system, everything that's on the eShop and everything that's on the Nintendo Switch Online and stuff will already be available on that next system.
Yeah. Of course, so this was a surprise.
Yeah, this kind of was. Not too much. This doesn't surprise me anywhere near as much as the thing that people keep asking for, though they know it's never going to happen. Get over yourself, Mother 3 fans.
Now, the original Mother has come out in English before, hasn't
it? Under the same name, Earthbound Beginnings. I think it was the Wii was the first time it came out, or something like that.
Yeah. But it's like, why wouldn't they... I mean, I guess they don't want to put the effort in to do the translation.
No, I mean...
But it's like, it's already been done for you.
It's not the effort
Nintendo.
part. It's the potential of controversy. Because Mother 3 is a lot more controversial with some of the stuff in it than the other two. Especially with an entire gang of transvestites.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, they're like, the West cannot handle this game. That's been their opinion on it for like a couple decades now, that the West just cannot handle this game. And that's why they're never going to port it over.
We probably could have handled it like 15 years ago.
Maybe. Like it was borderline because it was already starting to head that way in the small sense. Especially because people were already misreading what the characters were back then. Now, for sure, they're just, it's never going to fly.
Well, you just have to play the fan translation, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, Earth Mother 1 and Mother 2 essentially came out today.
Yep, under the names of Earthbound because they know that's how it sells here. They renamed Mother 1 basically Earthbound 0.
Yeah. It's funny.
Yeah.
Earthbound Beginnings. So what the hell is this?
Oh, that's the Demon Slayer fighting game, or whatever. It's like a mobile game, as you could tell from like the way the on-screen controls were.
Yeah.
People say it's pretty solid. A lot of these, this was like more of the dump section right here.
Yeah, they just kind of played one thing after another.
And some of them are good games. A lot of these are like mobile games that also work on consoles, which I guess, are perfect for the Switch.
Oh, there you go. Demon Slayer. That's cool.
Diller draws, so this was the big Nintendo news. No, we already covered most of the big Nintendo news. This is mostly cleanup right now of the other stuff.
Is that the girl that everyone freaks out about on Twitter?
Yes, that is the girl that everyone freaks out about on Twitter.
Why does she have something in her mouth?
Okay, so it's like like just her body or whatever is taken over by a demon. So she's actually the demon.
Yeah.
Normally she has like a scroll or something in her mouth. It's like a repression thing. That's just an alt costume where she's a schoolgirl with a loaf of bread, because a lot of what people eat midday is they'll get bread from the school store. So it's just like a joke costume.
No, I see.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's the girl that people freak out about because people age her up or something like that?
No, she was already like aged up in the show.
No.
Yeah,
she was like a child or something.
Well, she was like a preteen at the beginning or whatever, she was child. Like the body physically became a child, and then when her power came out, she got more of like an adult-like body. I think she's like 14 or something canonically. I don't remember exactly. I'm not super into Demon Slayer.
Yeah,
I don't really enjoy it that much, but I kind of know what's going on through like osmosis.
Yeah, all I know is what people freak out about on Twitter.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Okay, we already looked at that. Yeah. I guess this is the last thing.
Yeah, the last thing was Xenoblade 3.
Yeah, I was looking at this and I was like, is that Monster Hunter? No.
Yeah. Some of the aesthetics are kind of similar.
Have they announced Xenoblade 3 before?
No, we didn't even know if it was coming or not. We knew there was another Xenoblade eventually coming over the horizon. Even during this trailer, until they said it was 3, it wasn't clear what it was going to be, whether it was going to be a direct sequel to Chronicles X or if it was going to be Chronicles 3, right? So if it was going to be like an X2 or if it was 3. Turns out it's 3. It seems war is crazier. I actually don't know the story to Xenoblade, and I've played through X. I hate the voice acting in the Xenoblade games, and it's really hard for me to pay attention to like anything going on. I'm probably just gonna have to watch like a YouTube synopsis sometime of somebody explaining the lore of Xenoblade to me, because it's not even just the accents, right? Because like everybody's got like this New Zealand accent, right?
Is that what it is? I was wondering because
it's not quite Australian.
It sounded almost like it sounded like Cockney English.
Like it's like almost like halfway between like Australian and Cockney, right? That's kind of like the.
I guess it's,
they've got like New Zealand accents. But it's not the accents. It's the actual voiceover, like the actors and stuff. I don't know if they're cheaping out or whatever. Most of them are not good. They're stressing things in weird places. It's just so awkward to listen to. Especially the original protagonist, Shulk. I can't stand his voice. I am not really feeling it. So, like, I'll probably just have to watch. I wonder if... I never checked. Maybe there's a Japanese voiceover of it, because it's originally a Japanese game. I didn't check to see if there was a Switch. I might just replay the games in Japanese. I won't just be, like, trying to dig my brain out through my ears with a screwdriver the whole time.
Why does this girl have cat ears?
I couldn't tell you. So something about the blades, right? So Xeno is kind of like a verse, like in its own universe, but it's a multiverse because the guy has done things at multiple companies and aren't allowed to cross the things over. So they kind of all loosely exist in the same universe, but they don't. And there was like the Xeno Gear, Xeno Saga, and Xenoblade are all 3 different games. Loosely connected. One of the characters from like I think it was Xenosaga, Cosmos, actually shows up as a blade in Xenoblade. Like it's a different model of her, and the blades are basically like android girls, which is where you're used to like Pyra and Mithra, who were like announced for Smash Brothers and stuff like that. So they could really look like anything. Honestly, I don't know if that girl with the cat ears is a blade or not. I really don't know the story, but I would assume so because you easily could put cat ears on an android girl.
So, is there anything you want to watch again?
No, I think
we've
that
gone
that,
through
that pretty
all-
much covers it. Yeah. What were you
All right, sir.
overall? Because we already talked about this kind of. What were you most excited for among the whole thing? It was the Splatoon thing, right?
Well, I'm kind of excited about Earthbound, interestingly. Can you hold on one second?
Yes.
Tell me what you were excited about, because I need to check my
Oh man, that's kind of rough. There's a few things that really excited me. Probably Live Alive, I think, is it just because we never really had like a really officially supported English release of it, and I mean it just looks really good, and I'm kind of excited to play it. But you know, like just everything, Triangle Strategy. The fact I'm probably gonna play the demo right after this. Chrono Cross, great game, so I'm excited for that. Like, I would say overall this was kind of like an even till maybe par direct, but there were quite a few really exciting things buried in there.
Yeah. Sorry, I weirdly got a message from work.
Work at this time.
I know, they're like, "Oh, I need you to look at this thing." And I'm like, "Oh, really? It's 7 fucking o'clock." Well, I told her I'll look at it later. Anyway, what was I excited? I mean, you know, Splatoon 3 was pretty cool. Yeah, I'm weirdly excited about Earthbound, even though I've played it on my Mini, but now I can play it in bed. So,
You ever finish it on stream? I don't remember if I watched the end with
I
you.
never did finish it.
Oh, okay.
I got about halfway through, so I really need to start over, I think.
Yeah, that's a great way to finish a game, is by starting over.
But, I mean, I don't know where I was or what my
Oh,
powers were. Or
it's
anything.
completely lost.
Yeah, it's been so long. I'm looking through. Super excited about Portal. Just kidding.
Yeah, the Strikers game looked good. The Battle League, I think, was the name of it. Yeah.
I mean, I'll probably try Chrono Cross when that comes out.
You'll probably like it a lot.
I'll definitely, since it's free, I'll try the Triangle Strategy demo.
Which I would be downloading right now if I wasn't streaming and trying to conserve bandwidth.
So you really think I should try Metroid Dread mode? Dread.
Oh,
mode?
I would just love to see it. I'm not saying like finish it. Just do like how long can I go before frustration forces me to quit?
I can still barely beat the boss on normal mode.
Yeah.
It takes me several tries to beat the boss on normal mode. I mean, the final boss. But yeah, I have beaten several of the, I don't know what they're called, the spear guard guys. I've beaten them without getting touched.
I mean, you should at least do normal mode boss rush at the very least.
Oh, I'm gonna love that, but that's not coming out for a while.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Did they give a date on that? Or just
I don't
later
think
down
so.
the line?
Yeah, I think they just said later. Yeah, I'm fascinated by Xenoblade Chronicles, but probably not enough to get it.
Yeah. My problem is, like, again, I'm so lost. I've played some of the games too, and I'm just lost because of the voice acting. Like, I have no idea what the hell's going on in those games, to be frank.
Yeah, well, that's like Kingdom Hearts. I really want to get into Kingdom Hearts, and you know, those 3 Kingdom Hearts games are also available on the PS5, so I could get them, but I'd have to start from the beginning, and I don't know when I'm going to have time to do that. So
Yeah.
because I have no idea what's going on there.
I'm just waiting for Kingdom Hearts to no longer be stuck to the Epic Game Store, and then I'm getting them on PC instead.
Oh yeah.
The second they're on Steam, okay, well maybe not the second. The second they're on sale and on Steam, I'm probably gonna pick them up. I don't want to. 3 I might pay full price. I'm not buying 1 and 2 again full price or anything like that. I'll wait till that's on sale. I've played those games so many times.
Oh, we missed a game.
Which game did we miss? Was it a good one?
I don't know. You'll
Look, I
probably
had
say
a list
no.
up. I had a list up.
Here. It comes after the Star Wars one. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Wait, let me speed it up. They briefly touched on it.
Don't disappoint me.
It's Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah, it's the whole Ezio like saga. Yeah, the Ezio collection. Oh, those are good games. That was before like Jump the Shark.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Like I can recommend them. Probably not. I wouldn't recommend anybody who liked those games buy them on the Switch because knowing Ubisoft, they're probably going to be very buggy ports. But they'll probably also be playable. So if you've never played the Ezio games and want to see what Assassin's Creed was like back when it was good, I'd recommend picking them up.
Yeah. Before it just got like to crazy, didn't it turn into like some weird sci-fi series? Or
it did everything. Right, like eventually they became part of the Revolutionary War. One game you're a pirate on a ship. It's a sailing simulator. There's like well, the game was always sci-fi to some degree because you're in like a memory, like grandfather simulator where you're going back and reliving like your ancestors' lives. But they took away some of the sci-fi elements. And then they added in some like supernatural elements. Like the modern stuff's got like fucking mythological monsters in it in the Odyssey one. Like this series has no idea what the fuck it wants to be anymore.
Yeah.
You've like completely retconned the entire beginning of the game. Like that's actually the sad part about this, because these games take place in the grandfather simulator, right, with your genetic history. That doesn't matter anymore. So you could play these games for the first time. You could enjoy them. But the lore of these games just do not fucking matter to Assassin's Creed anymore. You're like wasting your time paying attention to it. Just enjoy the games for what they are.
Yeah. Looks kind of crazy. But
and
it's
these
like
are
parkour.
Yeah, this is the game I was saying influenced an entire generation of games.
Yeah.
Like, Arkham Asylum was only made because Assassin's Creed was popular. There's like a whole bunch of just like... You could kind of blame Thief for the genre because Thief predates it. But the way that Assassin's Creed did it is it actually took it into the third person and made it like this solidified contingent genre that everybody wanted to copy. And again, it influenced things outside of the genres. The towers, right? Breath of the Wild with the towers that you climb for fast travel. Assassin's Creed did that first, right? Like, it is a very influential game that I think people that played them, or at least were paying attention to the zeitgeist at the time that they came out, understand how influential they are. But people who didn't notice, or maybe like younger people, have no idea how influential those games were on stuff that they might enjoy today.
Yeah.
Which is, again, why my recommendation is if you haven't played them before, they're worth picking up.
I remember Thief.
Oh, Thief was fun. I love Thief.
Cool.
Yeah. I can't believe it. Well, it's probably, again, because it's a port. That's probably why I forgot about it. Most of the stuff, it's like, you expect me to be excited for a port. Come on.
I know. Where's Metroid Prime 4? Come on.
In development hell.
Yeah. Not to mention Breath of the Wild 2, which will probably never come out.
No, it's going to come out, for sure. But it's like we were saying before. In this case, no news is good news, because it's either, A, it was going to be the final release trailer, maybe with like gameplay footage and stuff like that, or which would confirm the release date if it was the final release trailer, or it would be pushing back. And pushing back to me sounds more likely if they were to say something today. So no news is good news in this case.
Yeah, I guess so.
I think that's something a lot of people don't think about when it comes to these game announcements. You keep pushing for all these, like, I need news about this game. You're probably just going to hear news of it's not done yet. You're going to have to wait longer, maybe even past the day you expected.
Mm-hmm.
It's very common. Yeah. Or you're going to, which Nintendo usually doesn't do this, you're going to pressure the company into giving you a false release date, like one that's like they tell you to make you happy, and then later on there'll be an announcement of like, oh, we're pushing it back. They're probably not actually pushing it back. It's just, you know, they're telling you the actual release date now.
Right.
Stop pressuring companies. Unless it's to make their games better. You can do that. I'll fully support you pressuring companies to make their games better.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is interesting. So I just downloaded the latest updates to the NES and Super NES.
Oh, did you get anything cool?
Switch Online. Well, it was just to get the Earthbound games, but there was a full point update.
Oh.
Version 3 and version 6.
Just for Earthbound. That's
weird. Yeah. Well, no, they look exactly the same. Okay. I thought maybe it would be like a whole new interface or something, but it doesn't.
That would have been cool because the interface is kind of dated at this point, and I don't think they realize that. When there were only like 13 games in there, that the interface they have now was fine. But now that there's like over 100 games, it's hard to find anything without searching for it or going to the favorites.
Yeah, so the SNES one added a special version of Super Metroid. So I don't know what that's all about.
It's Super Duper Metroid. That's what it is.
Yeah. Usually the special ones like it's basically the easy mode where it starts you off with a whole bunch of, weapons or something.
Yeah. I kind of missed like there were a couple things they were trying with some of the earlier specials where they were doing things like the NES Remix, and I think that's what they need to do more with their games, because NES Remix is cool.
I love the NES Remix games. Looks like in the NES one, all they did was add Earthbound Beginnings.
Oh, okay. That's what we need to pressure Nintendo. Nintendo, add NES Remix to the NES channel. Full. Awesome. We're already paying support. That game's old now anyway. Nobody playing that system anymore. Just add it to the channel. You know what? That'll last like 3 months of updates right there.
No updates to the N64 or Genesis channels. And sad. Metroid Dread? Is there an update? Yes, there is. Oh, Dread mode.
I just want them to constantly update the N64 channel until it doesn't suck. That's all I want them to do. Do you push everything else back? Just update that thing till it doesn't suck.
Yeah. Oh, it's a whole version 2.0. That's interesting.
Yeah.
What makes them decide to do that?
I don't know. I'm assuming for Dread that one's particularly on Mercury Steam, but in general, I don't understand Nintendo's decision for patching, right? Like, usually you don't go to, like, a full number unless it's, like, a significant change. Like, if you were to compare this to one, it looks almost completely different, or, like, you'd be able to recognize the model differences at a glance.
Yeah, the NES one is up to version 6. It looks exactly like version 1, except just more games. So I don't understand that. What was the other thing? Triangle Strategy?
Triangle Strategy. Demo out now.
I don't see that on here.
Well, it's supposed to be out now. It's weird. It's Nintendo. They'll say, it's like, as soon as this is over. But then the direct thing will linger for like 2 hours on the fucking loading, like the banner screen.
Yeah. No, it's there. Download demo. Okay. So yeah, you can download the Triangle Strategy demo right now.
Nice.
Very cool.
All in all, it's a good day to be a Switch owner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw someone, I think it was Medicare, actually, tweeted something
of all people.
Yeah, I know. Because he's been laughing about the whole Microsoft acquiring Activision Blizzard thing.
Yeah.
Let's see. Quarantine Coof, he says, Xbox, we bought 900 IPs. Nintendo, here's a shit ton of remakes and new games. Sony, we've got Destiny 2.
Yeah. It's like, that's the thing is, Nintendo. Well, that's also like the thing with the Switch. A lot of people knew what the Switch was going to be before it came out. Like, Nintendo stock went up on the announcement of the Switch because of all the hype around it. Right? People knew this thing was going to be good for a good... There was a lot of early adopters. It had one of the best launch cycles of, like, any console. But still, there were a lot of people that were just like, this system is stupid. I don't want it. And then even into this part of the cycle, people are like, we need a Nintendo 8, like a Switch HD or a Switch Pro, whatever you want to call it. It's necessary. And Nintendo's doing perfectly fine. More and more people are still buying this thing. The games are still looking better and better for it, even without having to upgrade like the internal chip. Like, I think they know exactly what they're doing this generation, unlike the last one. People who are hating on it are just going to hate on it, and people are still going to be buying the Switch console. I really think it's going to end up being the best-selling console of all time thus far.
Yeah, it's definitely on the way. Did you see what Bruno posted in the public forum?
No, let me look.
It's the VLC media player, except it's Kirby.
Oh, that's great. I love that. Here, I'll show them on screen. Let me give them a dab. Open original.
It's funny.
Where is... I gotta find it. Window capture, is that the right one? I always have to check what the filter is.
But yeah, it felt like it felt like the right time for them to make a lot of big announcements because it's kind of like they were in hold mode all last year. I know a few things came out. There you go.
Yeah, that's great.
But yeah, I mean, this seems to be the year when they're coming out with a lot of cool shit.
Yeah, they're killing it.
So,
they know it. They absolutely know it.
They don't even need... I mean, people are like, what's Nintendo going to buy? And it's like, they don't need anything.
They already own everything they need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They own fucking Pokemon. What else do they need?
Yeah. Well, it's also like when they only buy a studio if it makes sense, right? Like if this studio is basically only making Nintendo games, then it makes no sense for it to remain like in a second party contract association. They might as well just buy it. And they do that occasionally.
Did they buy Rare? Or not?
No, Microsoft owns Rare.
Oh, right. Okay.
And that was because like Rare didn't only make Nintendo games even back then, right?
Yeah.
Like Killer Instinct was on Nintendo consoles, but that was primarily like an arcade game. Rare was doing quite a few different things. And people just knew them for the stuff that was on Nintendo systems. And then Microsoft bought them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't see any reason. I mean, they've got so much awesome third-party support. I mean, hell, they've got like all the Activision Blizzard games. I mean, do they have Diablo 3 on the Switch?
I actually have no clue. I can't tell you. They might.
Yeah, they do. I'm almost certain they do.
Well, it's like, dude, they've got Microsoft
and they
wanting their games on Switch. Like, you can play Minecraft on Switch. Like, they're not in any problem. But I think also Microsoft doesn't see themselves as in competition with Nintendo. Finally, Nintendo never saw themselves in competition with the other companies. Sega, I think, was the only time they saw themselves in competition, but I think that was more of the North American offices due to the advertising war. And if we go back and actually reflect on sales, it never really was a competition. Nintendo was killing them the whole time. But Nintendo doesn't see themselves in competition with Microsoft and Sony. They're just doing their thing, and I think Microsoft has finally realized that. I don't know if Sony has yet. Microsoft and Sony are in competition with each other. That's what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I mean, when you have over 100 million of the current gen console out there, and it's just blown everything out of the water, you're going to have, and not only that, but it is a software seller.
Yes, that's also Nintendo, right? They're a hardware company in the fact that they make their consoles, but they are primarily a software company, unlike Sony and these others who are trying to do like first party.
Yeah, but I mean the Switch itself is a seller of software. Like, you put software on the Switch, it's going to sell more than it will sell on any other.
That's true too. Yeah, I was thinking about it the other way. It's like Nintendo makes most of their buck off of software, so the fact that the Switch is doing so well, you extrapolate on that exponentially of all of the games they're also selling on that.
Yeah, no, my point was that they're getting a fuck ton of third-party support, because if you put your third-party game on the Switch, it's gonna fucking sell.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like, again, going back to Microsoft, right? They want Minecraft on there because it's like Minecraft is already the best-selling game, kind of. I think as a single game, it's the best-selling game. But with how popular the Switch is, there are people who are willing to buy a second copy of Minecraft because they want to play it on this easily portable system. And I think that's the thing why people want to port so much on there. It's like, well, people might want to replay this game on this system that's portable.
Yeah. I mean, I have Stardew Valley on there. I've got Don't Starve. I've got Skyrim. I also have all three of those on the PC, but I love having them on the Switch because it's fun to play, mobile.
Well, and I think that's like the big problem with the Steam Deck, right? Because the whole point to that is like, oh, well, the Switch is a mobile console that you can still play as a home console. We should do that too. And then they make this big behemoth of a thing that nobody's going to want to look around with them. The Switch is sleek.
I know.
Some people can fit it in their pockets. I can't, but I'm small.
Yeah, now that I've seen the size of the Steam Deck, I'm not sure that I want one anymore. Yeah. I'm like, holy shit, that thing is huge.
I can fit the Switch in my jacket pocket because I've got like this net on the inside of my jacket. Like that goes. Like Switch is easy to carry around.
Yeah, I could fit it in the pocket of my jacket or coat pretty easily.
Maybe sweatpants. I don't wear those as much anymore, but I could probably fit in my sweats. Those things
might stick out. Yeah, it might stick out, but I mean, but I can put it. I have a case that's pretty small. So.
Yeah, so I would still prefer the case because like the joysticks aren't going to get all fucked up. But like, what I would say, sweatpants. If I put it in there, that thing's going to get eaten by the sweatpants. I can fit like a 2-liter soda in my sweatpant pocket.
Yeah. I mean, I could pull this thing out on an airplane.
Yeah.
It's, and it's the size. It's not much larger than a Game Boy. I mean, like the original Game Boy was probably thicker than this.
Oh, definitely thicker for sure. I think it's much larger than a Game Boy because like the original Game Boy is like the size of a modern phone but thicker, right? Like, those things are huge, but it's also more bulk than anything. And then the Game Boy Pocket shrunk it down.
Yeah. I mean, the Game Boy Color was much smaller, but the original Game Boy was pretty big.
It was pretty big, yeah. Well, Game Boy Color was literally like the size of the Pocket, but it was fatter in the back for the fact that it needed double A's instead of triple A's for the color screen.
Yeah. But anyway,
it had a butt.
Steam Deck is. I mean, is it just because it's basically a PC? It just had to have more powerful components. I don't understand why.
I don't know.
It's so fucking big.
I think part of it's the display too, right? Like the display is already big. It's not just that it's thick, but like it literally has a bigger display than the OLED.
Yeah. And I think we figured out that it's like twice as heavy as a Switch.
It's pretty heavy. It's at least 1.5 pounds heavier, if not 2.
I think it was 3/4 of a pound heavier.
It might be, yeah. It was pretty fucking heavy.
It's
it's still light
pound.
enough that you could hold it, but like, how long do you want to? Right? Like when the Switch is like light as fuck.
Yeah, the Switch is like less than a pound. It's crazy. So,
Yeah.
Well, I think the Switch had a win today.
Yeah, for sure. But that again, like that's the thing that people forget from the beginning why the Switch is selling so well, and part of it is that it is a lightweight system. It's like, oh, the graphics aren't as good. That's not. It doesn't matter. It's also why the 3DS outsold the Vita and like the PSP or whatever. Didn't matter how much better the graphics were. The games were fun. It was really lightweight. It was easy to carry around. It was convenient. Convenience matters a lot to people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we're at the end of the show. We made it.
All right.
Thank you all for watching. If you enjoy the show, please share it with somebody else who might like it. If you really enjoy the show, you can still consider giving a donation to streamlabs.com/vomitorium live, even if we've met our hosting fees at 133% this time. You're still welcome to donate. There's no one stopping you. You can donate anytime you want to help with next month. And in the meantime, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
I might be on Fizz Giggity's channel later playing Stardew Valley, depending
on
whether
cool.
I feel up to it. So.
Well, if people, I don't know, follow you on Twitter, you'll probably give an announcement or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably will.
So stick around and find out for that stuff. Take it easy, guys.
See ya.